Hi, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. I'm going to do another reading today. Today's the 23rd of July. Um, the other day, or was it yesterday? Um, I think it was during the coronavirus, the coronavirus thing that Trump did yesterday, and a reporter asked him about Ghislaine Maxwell, and he said that he wishes her luck or something like that. Now, an odd thing to say. Um, they did have, or they do have, a relationship. They did know each other, and so he could feel like he's friend on some level, and he just was trying to give his um, he was trying to give his friend um, some support, but seeing as he doesn't do anything but for what serves him, we have to wonder why. And his press secretary, or the press secretary that never was, Scaramucci, did, I believe he tweeted, I'm not really on Twitter, that it was code for keep your mouth shut if you want to, like, well, he didn't actually say that. He said it was code to say that, to not to say anything, or something like that. Because, of course, with Bill Barr as the president's henchman, she does say something, she could easily be Epsteined, right? Just like Epstein was. So she strikes me as a pretty savvy person in that respect. And I also think that she has some connections. Her father was, I believe, a spy for Israel, the Mossad, I think, something like that. I know he was, I think, connected with that whole, like, very shady kind of thing. And she definitely has um, friends in high places. And whether it's friends in high places or just info on people who she once called friends in high places, um, almost is immaterial. So let's take a look at the relationship between Ghislaine and Trump, and let's see what that really. And I wish her luck. And interesting, he didn't wish, the how many people are dead now in the United States from corona. Um, it's just a gigantic, unbelievable mess here. Let me tell you guys. All right, let's see. I'm using the wild unknown. Perfect, right? For this whole situation. Yikes. And the first card we pick is the devil. It's the devil. Now, um, this is lust, licentiousness, greed, avarice, all the sort of the lower energies. It's all about money here. It's about power. Um, of course, the devil card is not necessarily just a negative card, but in this respect, um, I would say that that this is there's a real. I'm gonna get out of my head for a second, and I want to sort of get into my heart and into my body a little bit here. So let me. Okay, so where I'm feeling it is I'm feeling it in my solar plexus. I feel a real knot. You know, it's interesting. I don't think Trump cares if he's implicated in anything with Jeffrey Epstein. I don't really think he cares. He doesn't seem to care what people think of him when it comes to that stuff. Let's see what's crossing this. We have the Daughter of Swords here. This is this is the Page of Swords. And a lot of times there's this spy in the camp kind of energy here. I don't think Trump is worried about what people think of him in this case. Like, he doesn't have a moral compass, really. But he does want power and he does want money. And he does need people to surround him and support him through his whatever it is that he decides he wants to do. He can't do it alone. Um, and so I think if he's afraid of anything, he's going to be afraid of losing the support of the people who have got him this far. And the bottom line is money. So there could be other people besides Trump that get exposed through this process. And that's really what they don't want to see happen. Let's see what's at the root of this. Five of Cups, sadness, sorrow, dejectedness. See what's in the past. This should be an interesting card. Okay, we have the Son of Wands. This is the Knight of Wands. This is a highly sexual card. And so I feel like there was definitely connection with them. Now, I'm not saying that they were physically together, but there is a connection with the women that she um, that she procured and that she groomed, and Trump. I feel like there's connections there. There's Trump had a modeling agency. That's one of the ways that they get these girls. They say you're going to be a model, and then you have to, and the whole thing with even with Epstein being connected to the guy who ran Victoria's Secrets. All of that, really sort of like, angels in underwear. I, you know, um, I don't know. It's all very pedophilic, really. That whole scene, right? That whole scene, and one of the things that I think the larger picture here is a realization from the highest to the lowest levels how the patriarchy and the seeking out for profit um, has been sort of eating children. Now, wait a minute, don't not physically eating children, but metaphorically eating children. We have the sex trade and we have the war trade. And the war trade takes our children, our boy children, and grinds them through, spits them out, right? And the sex trade takes our female children. And so there's this whole like I hate to get into conspiracy stuff, but there's this whole idea that the, the pedophilia, like these people in power, are uh, all connected to this kind of stuff. This is very low vibrational. It's actually, quite frankly, it's this card. It's the Devil card. It's being chained to your baser instincts, and you can make a lot of money doing that but you're not connected to your heart and you're not connected to spirit. And so it's true. And then, of course, it's this whole sort of system of power over, um, and the people at the top wielding, wielding the power. And I think when they say it's lonely at the top, I think that's true. I think it's lonely, and I think it's isolating. Even someone as thoughtful and intelligent as Barack Obama, probably, I would think, when he was president, became quite isolated. You're isolated in, you can't drive a car, you can't go out without other people around you. There's very little, you don't have a lot of freedom. Um, and so you lose touch. I'm not saying that Barack ever did, because I don't think that's the truth, but you're dealing with, in Trump, somebody who's already quite isolated. Like, his whole life has been this sort of like tip of the spear kind of life, where all these people have just been um, enabling him. And on the other side of the spear, kind of like the rocket ship, he's the tip of the rocket ship, and where all the fuel is getting burned is like lined with bodies, metaphorical and otherwise. So there's this energy of, this is the strength of the patriarchy, right? And the daughter of swords, the spy in the camp, um it wouldn't it be interesting if one of their own ended up being the downfall, right? Ghislaine Maxwell ended up being the downfall. It would be quite a karmic feat, wouldn't it, to do everything that she's done, and then, on the other side of it, be the reason, or one of the main reasons, that the powers that be are no longer the powers that be. It's very interesting, isn't it? Let's see what's in the sky. Okay, cause and effect. Cause and effect. So, this is a karmic time. Okay, Capricorn, the sign that's associated with this particular card, also associated with Saturn, because as the ruler of Capricorn, and Saturn is in Capricorn, and is in the last bit of Capricorn, and will be out of Capricorn by December. So these next, what is it, 5 or 6 months, is going to be sort of a, a turning point for that energy of Capricorn. And of course, Pluto is in Capricorn in the chart of the United States. And we're having our Pluto return in the next 2 years. So there's going to be an awful lot of Pluto going on, and an awful lot of breaking down. Um, let's continue. Okay, I knew I was going to get this card. Okay, this to me is the rats are coming out. The rats are coming out. And we're going to see, like, this card in the other decks is a well-dressed young man sitting under a tree with his hands like this, and he's looking at the cups, and Spirit is offering him another cup. Sorry, Spirit is offering him another cup, and he's not seeing it because his life is just so awful that, so there's this sense of, um like, it's not being extraordinarily wealthy is no guarantee for happiness, for sure. And probably it's the opposite, because of what it takes to become extraordinarily wealthy in this culture, requires sort of a lack of scruples. Now, I'm not talking about everybody who's wealthy has a lack of scruples. That's not what I'm talking about. So be sure, I'm not, if you happen to have some money in the bank, it's not because you have a lack of scruples. A lot of times it's because you know how to play the game, and you don't have to necessarily hurt anybody to play the game. But when you're talking about these power brokers, I think that's when you really, what is that? Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? those things aren't wrong. See how this is being seen? Yeah, on the outside, this is a defining moment. It's a tower moment to a certain extent. We see the bolts of lightning coming down. Um, and of course, you can see that if we put this on its side and we look at this card, we have the same symbol there, the meniscus, the infinity. In the domestic situation, we have the Mother of Cups. Um, this um, this is the the Queen of Cups. I'm the Mother of Cups, the Queen of Cups is a feminine energy that is nurturing and loving and protective. And this is the domestic situation. I'm gonna just keep going because I got something in my head and I want to see if it continues as I go. Hopes and fears, the Ace of Cups. Interesting. And the outcome, the Magician. The Magician. So I feel it's very interesting. I feel as though women, I feel like women are the key to this. All right, so let's the magician at the last could mean that those people manipulating pull the strings to get what they want. Now, what is that? I don't know. Let's um let's take a look. Let's look at that magician card. Um and see, let's get some clarifiers on the magician. Who is the magician, first of all? Is this Trump is the magician here? Or is this um, somebody else who pulls all the strings? Will they be exposed? Let's see. There's a part of me that feels as though we're really coming to a realization of values here, a real shift in values. And I think in part that's Uranus moving through Taurus. Taurus, of course, is a earth sign. It's a feminine. The element of earth is a feminine sign, and the ruling planet of Taurus is Venus, and Venus just went through a retrograde cycle in Gemini. Gemini is the sole ruler of Venus in soul-centered astrology. So it's very powerful on the level of the soul, not so much perhaps on the level of the personality. But um, this really is a giant shift in things. I've been doing some pretty interesting numerology stuff that I want to share with you. I just haven't really had the time, and it's been so hot. And one of the reasons why I'm doing a lot of readings right now is because I'm in my office and I did put the air conditioner in the window. After 2 days of like just being overcome by the heat and the tension, I had to put the AC in. It usually takes till about now, usually July. Sometimes I think last year I didn't put it until August. So eventually it goes in the window. All right, so this is who's the magician? Okay, we have the Four of Swords. So that's rest and recuperation. Wouldn't it be funny if Ghislaine Maxwell was you know, she's kind of seen as the person who worked for Jeffrey Epstein. But on another level, maybe she was pulling the strings all along. Very interesting, huh? The Two of Cups, harmony. Inversion, that's the hanged man, called suspension. Okay, I'm gonna pick two more. King of Pentacles. That could be Trump, or it could be um, the king that holds all the resources. And the Tower. Okay, so oh gosh. So what this looks like, so the question at the beginning, sometimes I ask a question and then I go off on some sort of tangent here. And sometimes it's hard to bring myself back to the question, but let's bring ourselves back to the question. What did he mean by, good luck? Wish her luck. Um, this is, I think that Scaramucci was right. I think Scaramucci was saying, I wish her luck. I don't really know her. I kind of met them a few times, which is ridiculous because they're definitely connected. There's definitely deep connections there, and it has to do with the modeling agencies and the beauty pageants and all that stuff. All that stuff. That's how they moved girls through. I think. Um, Procured young women for that stuff. Him going into them, what was it, Miss Teenage America or World, whatever it was, and they're all in their bras and panties, some of them not even, and he just walks in and looks around like he's a horse trader and he's looking at horse flesh. Come on, people. This is the president. This is the guy who grabs women by the private parts and says they like it. Okay, this is the level. This is the level. This is the most powerful man on the planet right now. And now we have this, oh, I wish her luck kind of bull dinky. Um, and in this deck, the devil has his feet on fire. Oh, sorry, I can't grab it. Oh my god, my hands are like, okay, feet are on fire. So that's transformation. Um, they're definitely connected, and this is going to blow something open. Something's going to blow open, and that's indicated here, all in here. This is the blowing up. I think that I'm going to ask another question. So before I get into that, um, but this magician card, what is this magician card? This is the turning point, folks. This is the turning point. I said way back when I started doing these online that Trump would have his tower moment and it was going to be spectacular. And I think that this is part of that. This is part of that. I think this is one of the reasons why um, Barr tried to get rid of Berrman, or got rid of Berrman, because he wanted to disappear this woman. And now that this other woman is in charge, it won't be that easy to disappear um, Ghislaine. I want to see, why did Barr get rid of Berrman? What was that about? Was that part of this? Was it because they were going after Maxwell and he found out? All right. This is one can of stinky. I mean, talk about uncovering the sewer, right? The swamp. Anyone ever been by a swamp? Anyone ever? I grew up in northern New Jersey, and there's a lot of the Meadowlands is all like Meadowlands. Like it's swamp really, and marshy, with all this, and it would just like it really, methane stinks, right? Um, and so there's this like uh, under. Uh, anyway, that's what's getting exposed. That's what's getting exposed. So this is Barr and Berrman. All right, it came from a place of fear. Okay, so Barr was fearful, crossed by information coming, all the information coming out, spilling out. people seeing over the chaos, seeing what's true. Seven of Water, the past, the Wheel of Fortune. This has to do with June. June was a big turning point month, but this is, the Wheel of Fortune is the mighty shall fall, and then the meek shall rise, right? And there's these cycles that we go through, and that's definitely happened. Things have, since George Floyd's passing, things have tilted in the direction of justice, in my estimation, and in the direction of love and acceptance. And uh, seeing one of the things that Barack Obama said along, is that we have to see what brings us together instead of what divides us. And I think that that's what um, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. See in the sky. Whoa, yeah, the Seven of Wands. This is called many tongues. This is all kinds of rumors. And this could even be just throwing up things so that it confuses things. But this is the Seven of Swords. This is stuff that all the bad stuff. In a way, she is the key. She is the key to that lock. Okay, we have the Resurrection card, which is the Judgment card. So judgment falls heavy. Um, how it's seen from the outside. Huh. Hiding out. This is a hiding out card. Domestic situation. This is the mother of, or the sister of Earth. This is actually a Virgo card, but this could be her. This could be Maxwell. She's an Earth sign. It's interesting because in the reading, was it the reading I just did? No, it was the reading I did before. What did I do the reading on? I got in Portland. That was it. I got the page of Pentacles reversed. Ah. So perhaps Portland is also a distraction from what's going on this coast with Maxwell. Ooh, I didn't even think of that. Hopes and fears. The strength card. I don't know. Um, maybe Barr thought that a show of strength would dissuade. And we get the Four of Wands. This is the Four of Swords. This is sort of there's a balanced state here. We had the Four of Swords here when I looked at the Magician. Let's keep picking. Mother of Water. There's the Cancer energy again. The Queen of Cups. Power and money. Seeing the eye in the sky. Seeing the big picture. The Emperor. Power. Dominion. So, yes, Barr went after Berrman because he was pulling a string that could unravel it all. There is this sense with Trump that if you just pull, these various strings. All right. I wanted to ask one more question. I'm going to ask a question about Ghislaine. Ghislaine. Sorry. A terrible name to try to remember. I wanna just pull some cards on her, just to sort of round this out, right? Okay. It's almost a half hour. Let's see. Ghislaine Maxwell. What is she? Where is she at right now? What is she? What's her vibe right now? I feel like she's thinking very hard. She's thinking very hard. Let's look at Ghislaine Maxwell. What are we going to see with her? I just feel like really like focused, and I feel energy here and I feel energy here. Interestingly enough, I don't feel any energy. I don't feel like with who was I looking at? Was it Trump or Barr? And I felt it in the pit of the stomach. I don't feel that with her. I feel it's all here and all here. Okay, the Ace of Wands. This is let's see. Well, I'm just going to keep going. Crossed by the star. The Eight of Wands at the bottom. This is all the information coming out. I almost feel like she has so much information that could hurt so many people. She's trying to figure out what one piece of information. Like you have, okay, so you have the Eight of Wands at the bottom. Oops. You have the Eight of Wands at the bottom, but the immediate environment is the Ace of Wands. What one thing, what one little bombshell can she drop? She's looking for inspiration, the Star card. That's why I'm feeling the energy here and here. She's looking for guidance. Did I do her numbers for you guys? I did. I'm going to have to check that out. Oh, I got to start taking ginkgo. All right, in the past, we have the King of Swords. This could have been Epstein. Like, I think she knows. I think she knows that maybe she's a goner in a way. And I think she's trying to figure out who she can betray and either stay alive, or if she's going to go down, she's going to take down the biggest one, the biggest fish. I don't know. That could be Trump, I guess. We have the Knight of Cups. I always felt like she truly, and I could be wrong, but I always felt like she really loved Jeffrey Epstein. There was something there that, but he was a narcissist. It's hard to, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't make that assumption. Okay. So we have in the immediate future the Fountain card. It's upside down, but in this deck, this is the Fountain deck. It's actually a beautiful deck. This is about, it's a mystery card. It's like it hasn't been decided yet. So I would say it hasn't been decided yet. She has yet. She's, hold on. How it's seen from the outside, the King of Coins, the Queen of Coins in the domestic situation, the Ace of Swords in hopes and fears, and the Hermit in the tarot. I mean, in the outcome. And the Three of Cups. This came up before around Bill Barr and her. Oh, Bill Barr and Epstein. I think it was. That he was in cahoots. Epstein's father or something like that. There was a group of people. All right, so she's trying to figure out how best to play her hand. That's what this is saying to me. And it has yet to be decided. The decision hasn't been made. I think that she's the Knight of Cups up at the top. I don't know what that is. Let's see. What's the Knight of Cups? Why not? Oh gosh, it's 35-minute reading. I apologize for taking so long, but this is kind of taking us on a journey. I'm gonna have to finish it soon because I have to put the AC back on because I shut it off so you wouldn't hear it. It's getting hot in here. Who is the Knight of Cups? Who is the Knight of Cups? What does the Knight of Cups represent for Elaine? What is that? What is that? It's an inspirational card. She could be looking for inspiration. I don't think her. Well, she has family. I think still. I don't know if she's in touch with them. They said she has a husband. If this is her husband, he's a younger man. But I don't really even think that she would look to her husband for any kind of inspiration. If she had a son and she could protect a son, I don't know if she has a son. I don't think so. Anguish. Knight of Cups. Anguish. Oh, I think I know what this is. Vulnerability. Epiphany. I think there's two cards here. Yeah, there are. And support. Okay, this is what I want. This is what's coming to me, and I could be totally wrong. This is just a tarot reading after all. What do I know? I think when Epstein was killed, or or whatever happened to Epstein, um, it was devastating to her. It was devastating to her, and she may have been plotting her revenge for this, and she's just trying to figure out. So what it says to me, what the Knight of Cups up there is love, is love. He's the symbol of love, the symbol of the ideal love, and yeah, I definitely think that in a strange sort of way, it's very very complicated. That she felt understood maybe by him, and the loss of him, because he did, in his Florida thing, protect her and the other women who were involved in getting these young girls. So he did in his way try to support her, and I think she's trying to um, do something that's going to is going to make those who took him away pay. So that's Barr, that's Trump. I think she is the key. She's the key. And there used to always be, do you remember back in the beginning, my readings and other readings, there was always this Queen of Queen of Queen of Pentacles, and everybody's like, it's Rebecca Mercer. There was always this sort of like, queen. And it would be interesting, kind of in the background. Nobody really knew who it was. Could have been her. Could still be Mercer. But she is a Capricorn, so that is earthy. But it's always felt like women were going to be the ones that take this whole thing down. And we have been progressively, women have been taking things down. And I have to look at her chart again and see where Eris is in her chart. I will do that. I can't do that right now because this has gone on way too long. But I'll be back with maybe a little bit more of a evaluation using astrology, and yeah, I'll use a little astrology and see what comes up with Ghislaine and such. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Hope it wasn't too rambling. Like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. I have to go put the AC back on because I am hot. Take care.